What's good, everybody? Before I start, like, comment, subscribe, and you know, listen. I hear all the talks about you know, potentially, you know, my Giants potentially firing David Gettleman. I mean, I'll be honest with y'all. Like I can care less to be honest with you. The damage has already been done. And for anybody, to say, you know, everything is going to be all right going into next year, this and that and the third. Look, Mara, one thing about John Mara is he doesn't care if this team succeeds or fail. He really don't. You know, he's really into he's really into the business side of things. He's really into the money aspect of things. You know, I mean, look at these. Look at some of these bum ass teams that haven't won anything in the last decade or so. The Browns, the Vikings, the Texans. Why is that? Why haven't those franchises won anything? No championships, no Super Bowl appearances, nothing. Why? It's because it's all about the money. Just like how Vince McMahon used to say, it's all about the money. It really is about all about the money. It's not about wins and losses. It's not about ties. Even though I don't know why the NFL have ties. It's not like a record, like. But anyways, but it's not about the wins and losses. What it is about is 32 owners trying to outbid each other. That's just what it is. It's 32 owners trying to outbid each other, you know? Like who can sell the most tickets, who could get the most fans, who could get the most TV deals, etc., etc. You think the Lions are worried about whether they lose a lot? Because the fans will always keep coming. The fans will always continue to keep coming back. That's the truth. The fans will always continue to keep coming back, even when they went 0-16. There are still fans in those attendance. So I don't want to hear, oh, it's this and that. It's the truth. Like the Giants can suck next year. Like let's say the Giants do suck next year. You think John Mara is crying over spilled milk? You think John Mara is saying, "Oh my God, I gotta do something before I lose my fan base"? Like the Giants fans are just too passionate not to care. They don't care how pathetic and garbage this team is. They will continue to ride and die because that's their team and that's the only team that they care about. So the money aspect of this or the business side of it is the owner is trying to be a millionaire. You know why he's not a millionaire? Because just like how not Vince McMahon, CM Punk used to say, he surrounds himself with a bunch of yes men. He surrounds himself with a bunch of people that won't talk back, that won't dare undermine his authority. Think about it. Joe Judge. You think Joe Judge is going to stand up for himself, and say, no, John Mara, we got to do this the right way? No. Nobody's ever going to undermine the owner leadership because the owner owns the team. Not the GM, not the head coaches, and certainly not the players. So if John Mara is in Joe Judge's ear and saying, you know what, Joe Judge, you should make this decision. No. I'm pretty sure Daniel. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Joe Judge wanted 100% dibs in the draft picks. I think he would have made probably the right decision if he had that opportunity, but he didn't. So let's say next year the draft, the Giants pick six, and I'm gonna do a little, Coldplay. You know what I'm saying? This is John Mara. Hello, yeah, the Giants are on the clock. What you see? Um, wow, I really like this defensive end, or I really like this offensive tackle. Like this can literally bring our offense back up to beat. Ring, ring. Oh, hold on. I got another call. Hello? Yeah, this is John Mara. This is John Mara. Um, yes, John Mara. I see what you see. What are you talking about? I don't see what you see. That defensive lineman and offensive line? No, don't take none of those players. Take the tight end from University of Miami. He's great. He can make your offensive explode. But sir, we already took Evan Ingram out of Ole Miss and he didn't pan out. No, trust me. We took Jeremy Shockey and it's gonna turn out very, very well. But sir, Jeremy Shockey wasn't really consistent. He had his moments, but he just wasn't really. Trust me on this. All right. We'll get the picks. Yeah. Yeah, I got 29 seconds to pick. Okay. We're gonna pick Jeremy. We're gonna pick Jeremy Lucky out of my University of Miami tight end. Tell the commissioner. Click. All right, the pick is in. With the first pick in the NFL in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Jeremy Lucky, tight end out of University of Miami, and then all you hear is crickets. Tell me I'm not lying. The owner has 99% of whatever goes because he's the owner. So if he wants another bum ass tight end who can't pass protect but is super athletic, then that's what the Giants are going to ride on. Okay? So this is not about wins and losses. It's about who can get to that $1 million bids, right? Who can be in that Forbes list, you know? Who can be that millionaire? It's just like how I said CM Punk was absolutely right. The reason why Vince McMahon is not a millionaire and instead he's a billionaire is because he surrounds himself with a bunch of yes men. Call it how you want it. Ben McAdoo had the balls to bench Eli. He got fired. Because why? Because a whole bunch of backlash. You can't bench a two-time Super Bowl champion. Oh, you like Ben actually stopped Eli Manning's streak. Now I don't know if that streak would have continued if Eli Manning was obviously still playing, but obviously he did what he did. He had a lot of bad feedback and bad negative. A lot of people wanted his head. He got cut. You bring in Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur was a yes man. Pat Shurmur would never undermine the ownership integrity. He got let go. Now you got Joe Judge. Why do you think John Mara is bringing back Joe Judge? Because Joe Judge is a yes man. Anything Joe Judge wants, or anything John Mara wants, Joe Judge is not going to undermine his authority. He's just not. Because if he wasn't, he wouldn't even come back next year. So the simple fact that he's coming back next year goes to show you that He's a yes man. He's going to do everything and anything that John Mara asks him to. Or he's just going to let the GM, whoever the GM is, still the same thing. The Mara family has control of this organization. And if John Mara passes away, guess what? Next up in the family, it's a tradition. If one person dies, the next person takes over. If the next person dies, the next person takes over. And then the next person takes over. And then the next person takes over. Or if not, they're just going to sell the team and there won't be any New York Giants no more. It'll just be Jets and Bills. Or they'll just sell the team to somebody who's more stable and, the rest is going to be history. But until then, but anyways, there's a lot of rumors that, John Mara is quote unquote looking outside the box or looking outside for potential hiring, which is really not John Mara's forte, because John Mara, he sticks by his guns and he sticks by the books. He hires people that's inside. When did you ever see John Mara hire somebody outside the organization that he don't know? Unless that dude has a very good track record. That's the only way I could possibly see John Mara hiring somebody outside of the organization. If that person has day one day one contract. Not contract, but day one track record. Like that executive from the Chiefs. He drafted 6 Pro Bowlers. 6. So can you imagine what he could do for the New York Giants if we land him? Now, obviously, a lot of people is gonna say, well, he's too. Damn, I broke my neck. I don't know. Did I break my necklace? No, I'm good. Better watch out. I don't know why is this shit so small. Maybe I didn't look at the necklace size. I just, But my grandma bought it for me, so it's not like. Let's see if I'm not. Okay, I just put it on backwards. Hold on. I gotta be real careful, because this shit can snag off of me in a heartbeat. But anyways, yeah, man. This dude, like I said, he drafted 6 Pro Bowlers, right? So that's a plus. So, like I said, think about what he can do for us if we landed him on that position. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, his age is going to be a factor because I think he's the same age or probably 3 years younger or older than Dave Gettleman. So it's not like he's going to be hands-on on everything like a lot of Giants fans with John Mara to be like James Dolan, just go away and just, carry and just worry about the business side of things, worry about the parking tickets, the concession stands, the pricing on the seats or whatever, and just let the people do what they got to do. And that's kind of like my Knicks. Look at how James Dolan. You haven't heard a peep from James Dolan. But back then, oh, you heard him every single day. Every single day you heard him. Why? Because he's hired the right people. And now look at us. Look at us. Look at the New York Knicks compared to the New York Giants. One is going up or one is trending up. The other one is trending down. Why? Because like I said 1,000 times, you have to get the right personnel. You get the right personnel, you're gonna be looking like these teams, like the Buffalo Bills, like the Kansas City Chiefs, like the New England Patriots, who can score points and not just settle for 10 and 3 and 17 and this and that. You can actually score with the best of them and not get blown out or lose by double digits. You know what I'm saying? Once you get those under control, everything is going to be smooth sailing. But if not, if this trend continues, we're going to be like the Detroit Lions. Because they haven't won anything since Barry Sanders. And we don't want to become them. And shout out to the Detroit Lions fans, you know what I'm saying? I'm thankful that the NFL didn't move that franchise. I mean, they moved every single other team, I mean, if you look at their existence, the Oakland Raiders is not even in Oakland no more. St. Louis Rams is not even in St. Louis no more, So, thank gosh they didn't touch Detroit. As bad as Detroit is, which I think they'll turn it around next year because it happens from year to year. You get teams that were bad from last year, they upgrade. You get teams that were good from last year, they downgrade. It's just how it is. Like if you look at the Vikings, yeah, they're great right now. Or let's just take another team like the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, Miami Dolphins is great right now, but they might probably take a dive down next year. The Giants might be bad this year, might slightly be better next year. So it happens. Washington Redskins or Washington football team might be better this year. Like their offense might be better this year, but their defense might plummet next year. So it happens. We were great last year. Look at our defense now. We went from number 1 or number 2 or number 3 to rank 17, 18, 19th on defense. So, and I understand why, because we didn't play people in preseason. We didn't play the players in preseason. And preseason matters because timing, recognition, confidence. That's why Galladay didn't play a lick in the preseason. Chemistry. Like, I put my paycheck on if Galladay would have played at least 2 or 3 preseason games, he would have been catching touchdowns like it's crazy. But he hasn't because he hasn't been fully intact of the offense. He don't know what the offense is doing. He don't know he knows the plays, but like he said in the beginning of the season, it's gonna take time for us to gel, and he wasn't lying. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's baloney. They'll be all right." Within 5 games, they're already 1-3, 1-4, 1-5. So that tells you he was at least he wasn't lying. So, but I don't trust John Mara for crap. I never liked the guy. I think his wife was more controlling. Well, not controlling, but I think his wife was more understanding than him. But obviously, she passed away when Eli Manning won his first Super Bowl. So, but I wish death upon nobody. But, there's a lot of people that hate James Dolan to the core. There's a lot of people now hating John Mara to the core. But, for me, I just don't wish death upon nobody. If it happens, it happens, But what he has to do is he just has to get with the program. He has to get with today's resources. Daniel Jones is not it. Daniel Jones is a bust. I don't care if he comes back next year and have a great season. He already showed me his hand. That's all I need. Like when I play people online, whether it's Madden 2K, the first play tells me all I need to know. Whether it's football or basketball, whatever, the first play tells me all I need to know. And what I know from Daniel Jones is he is who he is. Now, He's lucky because next year's draft class is not going to be as quarterback heavy. But in 2023, there's going to be a lot of up and coming rookies drafting. No, there's going to be a lot of up and coming quarterbacks in 2023. You know what I'm saying? So for right now, he's safe. He's safe. But as of 2023, if he struggles or if he starts missing games, then it's a wash because who drafts a quarterback from Duke? If it was Michigan, if it was Ole Miss, if it was North Carolina, and we've seen players come out of these great colleges and still suck. Mitchell Trubisky came out of North Carolina. I thought he was going to be T.Y. Hill. Came in out of North Carolina. They both stunk, so I guess it's not where you come from, but I think it's how you make immediate impact, I'm not saying that there's no great players that came out of Duke, but Duke has always been a basketball town. It's never been about football. Same thing about Syracuse. Syracuse have always been a basketball town. The best player that came out of Syracuse was probably Carmelo Anthony, So the best player that came out of Duke was probably Kyrie. So you see how it goes, but like I said, man, if the Giants want to get back on top, they got to clean house. But like I said, there is rumors that they're possibly bringing back those two, Joe Judge and Daniel Jones. Now, as far as the GM goes, I'm hearing a lot of rumors that possibly they want Dave Gettleman to come back to give him one more chance to redeem himself. There's other reports that he says that he said that himself after the season he's gonna step down due to personal health and reasons because he was dealing with type 1 cancer or something like that, or I think he was dealing with type 2 diabetes or something like that. So I think he said that he was gonna stand down because of health reasons, which I understand. If he does that, then okay. But coming on here complaining each and every day is not gonna help. It really isn't. I mean, I'm sorry, but for me, I'm not really the complaining guy. I never was the complaining type, Because what can we do? To be honest with you, we have no power. We have no authority. The only thing we can do is just boo, cheer, and support. That's all we got to do. And that's all we have to ask for. That's all we have to ask for, Now, it's not like we could march in some John Maris offense and demand, why is this team this? Why is this team that? Like, we just can't. We just have to hope for the best, Just like how our kids, we just have to hope our kids for the best. We just have to hope that our kids grow up to be better than us, than we were when we were kids, and to have a brighter future. But this is a team. This is a team. This is a team that I don't even know. I remember we used to run the ball right. We used to do everything that a great team is supposed to do. Did we have luck in the playoffs? Yeah. Did we have very bad playoff losses? Yeah. Why can't we never start off fast? How come every single time we open the season, we always end up 0-1, 0-1, 0-1? The last time we actually won the first game of the season was 2009. If you want to go back further, 2016. After that, it's been L's after L's after L's after L's after L's after L's after L's. Something's got to give, Like look at the Bills. The Bills have turned it around, and they were trash not too long ago. So if we can do it, how come they can't? I mean, if they can do it, how come we can't do it? We have the right personnel. We have the right players. We just don't have the right people to get them in line. That's the issue. Like, we can't go up against teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chiefs and not throw it 30 yards deep. If you get intercepted, you get intercepted, you know? And that's the thing about Eli. Eli Manning wasn't scared of the moment, you know? Like, he knew he was going to get crushed if he didn't throw the ball. That's why he had Plaxico Burress. You know, just throw him up there. Kenny Galladay was supposed to cover that issue, but obviously he didn't. So hopefully he can redeem himself next year if we keep him next year, and say, okay, the money that you gave me wasn't a fluke. You know what I'm saying? So all I ask for Giants fans is to not be patient, because obviously that's not in your vocabulary. You know, the one thing I ask for y'all is to have some compassion, is to have some understanding. Now you know what it feels like, what the Lions have to go through for all those years, what the Browns have to go through for all those years. Right now, the Giants are facing something that they cannot control. They're going through a dilemma right now. And it sucks. I know. Y'all used to winning. Y'all not used to this. You know what fan base is used to this? The Nets. I said the Nets. The Nets. You know, I could go outside of basketball, football. The Nets, the Pelicans, the Bills, the Browns, the Jets, the Texans, the Vikings. Those fans are used to it. Our fans are used to competing for the NFC's championship almost every single year, winning 10 or 11 games each and every year. There's gonna be seasons. There's gonna be years where this division is crappy, and there's gonna be years where this division is just totally dominant. It's the NFC East. Everybody hates each other. You know, there's no sugarcoating anything. So what I say is this: the Giants want to come back next year and compete and and have a better and throw a better product on the floor. On the field. Take the Knicks advice. Take my Knicks advice and do what they did. Because trust me, it's going to show up. You get this offensive line fixed, it's the first. I don't care if you draft 2 offensive linemen in the first round, because we got 2 picks. Now, it's only going to depending on how we do against the Bears next. Which the Bears have a great defense. Because if you look at that game against, I believe it was against the Vikings, I believe, they went toe-to-toe. Their defense was just hammering Kirk Cousins. Their defense is not that bad. They got pass rushers. They got an okay defense. Their defense is not trash. It's their offense that just somehow not click. They click. They sometimes don't click. They click. And guess what? We are rivalry with them. Believe it or not, it's the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Washington football team, and the Bears. So we got 4 rivalries in the next two weeks. We got the Washington football team obviously last, and then we got the Bears coming up. So we faced all 4 of our rivalries. Eagles we lost to. Actually, Eagles we won. Obviously, they beat us. We lost to the Cowboys. We got swept by the Cowboys. We tied against the Eagles. We're going to beat the Bears. I think these last 2 games we're going to put our best foot forward and beat the Bears, and then we're going to tie up the season against. We're going to end and possibly tie the series against the Washington football team. So you could say we're going to go 2-4 in our division, and we're going to have let me see, we 4-10, 5. So we're going to go 6-10. We're going to go 6-10 with a 2-4 division record. We already are mathematically eliminated, so all we have left to play is for division records, or not division records, draft position. Because whatever happens today, so let's say the Bears do win. The Bears move up, we move down. If we win, the Bears move down, we move up. But I think we're going to win these next 2 games because we don't want to put the same product out against those 2 opponents. Like how we played against the Eagles, we don't want to put those products out against the Bears and the Washington football team, because remember, the Washington football team got annihilated 56-14. And then the Bears, again, the Bears have a great defense. Their offense is just not clicking. And I hear Fields may not even play that game. So whoever their quarterback is, but like I said, man, that's all we have to do. Support. That's all we have to do is support. Sucks. It sucks. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.